Hey, what's up, guys? It's Anime Daddy. I'm back for another chapter review. This is One Piece chapter 1062, titled Adventure in the Land of Science, okay? So I'm just going to start right away with the cover page. Germa's Cold-Blooded Adventure, or Voyage, Volume 20. Meanwhile, in Chocolate Town on Cacao Island. It's all frozen. Aokiji is there. All the theories that it was Crocodile and all them, it's wrong. It was Aokiji. So Blackbeard sent somebody to Big Mom's territory, I guess, and it was Aokiji and somebody else. But we see all these people frozen, like the mayor, I think, or the sheriff. But either way, passed. Shout out TCB scans for doing it. But we start with the Straw Hats seeing Vegapunk, and Frankie's like lit. He's like, "Yo, I fuck with you heavy. You know, I was in your lab and shit." And Sanji's like, "Ooh, she's sort of hot." And like Usopp's like, "Yo, this is lit." But we get to see Robin. She's ready to fight. Like, hold up, I heard Vegapunk, and he's an old man. You are not an old man. Right away, we get the reveal. This is not Vegapunk's real body. This is a cyborg or something called Vegapunk 02 Lilith. It's really interesting because we get to see later that there are more than one body. And right here it says, "This is not my main body or the Stella body." She is not basically here to save the Straw Hats. She says, "I got all these motherfuckers coming to see you. And we got all these robot animal things." And then she gets a call from her main body, or one of the main bodies, and it's Shaka. We get to see later one of the names, but she's like, "Yo, stop trying to fucking loot and get to business. Like, we gotta get the fuck out of here." And like, of course, Frankie is super lit to see these beasts that are like cyborgs, but they're like sea kings that are cyborgs. Like, it's really interesting. But I like this panel. We get to see Zoro. He's unfazed. He's like, "I don't give a fuck, bro." And then like all the Straw Hats are of course like scared. And then like Lilith gets like the call. Like, she's like, "Don't underestimate the swordsman. He's a beast. See how calm he is? Like, Zoro's here. He's ready. He has his hand on the sword. Like, he is ready to engage in an instant. Same for Nico Robin. So get the fuck back." And basically, of course, Sanji's still hard eyes and like, he ain't serious yet. But they're like, "Yeah, these guys are pretty strong. So chill out." And Zoro's like, "Yo, Vegapunk, there's something I want from you. So you gotta play nice." What does Zoro want from Vegapunk? I can't really think of much, but let me know if you have any like theories. I haven't seen too much about this, but I'm interested to see that. But then we get to see another body called Logic, and then Shaka, Dr. Vegapunk 01. So I could say that maybe this is the first cyborg body, and then they made Lilith, and then he made 2 through the rest of them, which we find out is 6 different bodies. But like, we cut over to Luffy, Jewelry Bunny, like Chopper and Jinbei, and she says that Vegapunk turned her father into a cyborg. So we get it revealed here that Kuma is not like married to Bonnie, that Kuma is Bonnie's dad. And this is a big revelation because well, people have been theorizing that like the old Jewelry Bonnie was actually the real Jewelry Bonnie, and like that, and her and Kuma had like a relationship. But like, it depends how old Kuma is. I'm not really sure, but I'm pretty sure the young version of Bonnie is her main body. But that's just my theory. So now we cut to them getting to the surface, because when they got to Egghead, they were in this little underground cave, like cove thing. But now they're above surface, and we get to see this like wonderland. It reminds me of like Disney World, but like you get to see like this big futuristic like world, and they're all like, "Yo, what's like with these big animals?" And like Luffy tries to hit it, and he just goes right through it. Like, he thinks it's a real thing, but it's actually a hologram, basically. But this is like a banana wani mixed with a dragon, like I don't know. But then they see food and they go right through it, and they're all pissed. Like, I love this fucking panel of Chopper. He's like, he looks so mad. It like reminds me of like when Frankie was in Chopper's body and he was like super fucking like mean and shit. But it was super funny. They're like, "Yo, where's my fucking food?" But love this panel too. We get later. Luffy's like, he's like pissed off, and he's turns into like his Gear 5, his sun god, and he's like, it's just an image. Oh my god. He's like, he's super fucking pissed. He even turns into his Gear 5. So maybe that's just like gonna be like a little gag that Oda throws in here and there every time. But either way, Jinbei's like, yeah, I'm thinking some of these are robots, some of these are holograms. But then somebody pulls up, and it's this big ass robot. You can see on the side it says PU, so I'm gonna guess it says Punk, and then it says 0 onto it. So we don't see what number it is right now, but she walks up and is like, she gives her the reason why this area is warm and the sea is cold. Basically, Vegapunk made a island aircon, what they said, and it can regulate the temperature of the entire island. And Luffy's like, oh shit, that's a hologram as big as Kaido. And he pulls up, he's about to punch it, and he tries to punch it, and he gets punched back. And he hits this thing that dispenses food, and they get somehow a bunch of free food. And it's like, oh, it's so good, blah blah blah. They click a bunch of food, blah blah blah. And then the robot's like, yeah, I can do all this shit, but we don't have enough engineers. Like, I can do all this shit, but we don't have enough fucking people. And she punches one of the holograms because she gets so pissed off. And she's like, yeah, I can do that with my fucking phonetic gloves. Basically, she talks, she's like, yeah, I am Dr. Vegapunk 06 Wrath, aka Atlas. Her name is Atlas, I'm pretty sure, but she's the Wrath. It's like they're just a big robot. And I don't know, she looks pretty cool. Reminds you a little bit of Uta again with like the half hair. Bonnie's like, that's a fucking lie. Like, you're not Vegapunk. You're not Vegapunk. And Luffy's like, yo, I know Vegapunk. And we get to like the end scene and we flash to a new world. And then we see CP0 and they're talking about who Vegapunk is and that he is 6 different consciousness, basically, not just one. And that he is the greatest genius. Either way, we get this like diagram of exactly all of them, or what the scanlations say that all of them are. I don't really want to break it down too much into this, but basically there's 6 of them, and they're all Vegapunk. We got 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Basically, Logic is Shaka. One we saw that was like commanding number 2 Lilith. But basically we saw 6 already. We haven't seen 5, 4, and 3. But they're basically Lucci like, this is such a fucking. But it gets revealed. Boom. They have a fucking Seraphim Kuma either way. By the way, they have a Seraphim Kuma. But like, yeah, we basically got to fucking get the Seraphim back to Egghead Island and then eliminate all the Vegapunks, like cyborgs. What? And then the last scene basically like yo, so we're basically meant to kill the most useful man in the world. And I wonder if this has something to do with Lucia, because Lucci's sort of catching on to things. Stussy, she don't really care. She's like, some of your instincts should know better than to question these things. Like, you're gonna get killed if you try to get in more. And Kaku's like, yeah, let's not get into hot water. Chapter end. I think we don't have a break next week, but I'm not sure. But this was fucking big. Under here in the TCB scans, you can see they have like more shit for what it means, like all the gods, and then we have these color pages. Greshi is an amazing artist. Wow. But either way, thanks for watching. Subscribe, like, thanks, peace.